The only way I could have those girls was to kill them, and it worked.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for series or mini-series commended for their accuracy in depicting various serial killers and/or the time and place in which their crimes occurred. Beware of spoilers.
I'm telling the truth.
Number 10. Dr. Death. Afraid of hospitals? This harrowing tale might just make it worse. Based on Wondery's 2018 podcast, this chilling miniseries unpacks the story of Christopher Dunch, a neurosurgeon whose botched surgeries left many patients injured, paralyzed, or even dead.
Could it have been human error?
Sure, yeah, why not? But after that case in January, Dunch had a bunch more, which were all, shall we say, less than successful. But 2 of them were borderline monstrous.
Drawing from extensive research and court documents, this Peacock original gets most of the facts correct, though it takes some creative liberties. Some changes include condensed legal proceedings, altering patients' names, and embellishing Dunch's backstory.
They're living in the past, and I am the future.
A key figure, Jennifer Miller, is notably omitted from the series. However, real-life heroes like Robert Henderson and Randall Kirby and their efforts to expose Dr. Death take center stage.
X-rays are bullshit. Get me the cage!
Even the trial episode, which is condensed, closely follows the real-life 2017 verdict that finally saw Dunch convicted. Number 9. Appropriate adult.
You were arrested earlier today by my colleague here in relation to the murder of your daughter, Heather. Could you tell me in your own words what you know about that?
Right, what happened was...
Between the late 60s and 80s, Gloucester serial killer couple Fred and Rosemary West murdered at least 12 women. After Fred's arrest, social worker Janet Leach became his appropriate adult, compelled to listen to his disturbing confessions that left her deeply traumatized.
I was scared. So I was going to put her in the Wendy house, and then I thought I'd put her in the dustbin, but I couldn't get her in there. So I get this ice saw, you know, with the 2 prongs at the top and the serrated edges that you use them for cutting blocks of ice, and I cut her legs off.
This ITV show draws from that true story, with Emily Watson playing real-life Leach, whose role is somewhat exaggerated but essentially accurate. Rooted in extensive research, the series effectively recounts Fred's confessions, his initial denial of Rosemary's involvement, and his death in prison. True to reality, buried evidence of their crimes was later unearthed, and Rosemary was sentenced to life in prison. The portrayal of the Wests was praised for being too convincing. The actors, including Watson, received awards for their gripping performances.
You're my only friend.
I'm not your friend.
You are. We're going on a journey together, Janet. Neither of us knows where it's going to end, but we're on it together.
Number 8. The Serpent.
Perhaps it's true. After all, I cannot now face trial anywhere in the world.
In the mid-70s, backpacking along South Asia's hippie trail was anything but safe, thanks to the notorious fraudster and serial killer Charles Sobrage. This 8-part drama tells his story, with Tahar Rahim embodying this manipulative killer. In staying true to real events, part of the series was filmed in Thailand, a key location in Charles's infamous life. As depicted, he evaded capture for years, earning him the nickname the Serpent.
I felt free. Free from judgment. Mine. God's. It was all entirely without tragedy.
His relationship with his ex-wife, depiction of his girlfriend, Marie-Andre Leclerc, and right-hand man, Ajay Chowdhury, as his accomplices were predominantly accurate. Even his sinister methods of tricking and poisoning his victims were spot on.
But you shot the master criminal, the international gem dealer he talks, and he talks about freedom. How his life is some victory over the world. It is a joke.
So the series is not only compelling, but also impressively true to real life, with some creative changes, of course. Number 7. Ripper Street.
She's been ripped, Inspector.
If gritty historical dramas are your thing, you've probably heard of this BBC period mystery. Set in the aftermath of Jack the Ripper's reign of terror, it begins with a team of detectives' relentless but failed efforts to catch him.
Folks might ask, what's to be gained from slurring the reputation of a man such as Mr. Reed?
Indeed.
But that slur hides the truth. Whose? Yours, Inspector. Your activities in this division.
Wilson.
You are a disgrace to badge and uniform.
With authentic sets and historically accurate locations and costumes, the series recreates the harsh reality of Victorian-era London. In doing so, it succeeds in immersing viewers in real-life Whitechapel, where the Ripper murders occurred. The show also weaves in real historical elements like the London match-girl strike, Chinese immigration, and Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man. More than a crime drama, Ripper Street doubles as a history lesson, a testament to the creator's commitment to delivering a smart, riveting series.
No, that is not the way the universe functions. There is no God stood in judgment.
Who mentioned God, sir? No, I talk of life. And life, Mr. Reed, is offended by you and me.
Number 6, The Pembrokeshire Murders.
And it will always be found by those with the will to find it.
This might feel like fiction, but it's based on a true story. In 2006, Detective Steve Wilkins reopened unsolved 80s murder cases, which led to the capture of Welsh serial killer John Cooper and his conviction in 2011. This gripping ITV series closely mirrors the real-life case, with Luke Evans playing Wilkins. The detective's 6-year investigation is squeezed into 3 episodes, but the show accurately captures his team's race against time, though not all the officers involved are featured in detail. It even touches on the review of a 1989 Bullseye episode, which helped identify the killer and highlights the cutting-edge techniques and rigorous detective work used to put the killer away.
I'm not a thief.
Much of the series was also filmed in Pembrokeshire, adding to its authenticity.
We reinvestigate and it doesn't go our way, you could lose everything.
Number 5, Des. With this, ITV proved yet again that it's expert at creating finely crafted drama that delves into the bleak reality of real-life murder cases.
Right, don't muck me about. Where's the rest of the body? In the cupboard.
Des tells the true story of the Scottish killer, Dennis Nielsen, who was arrested after body remains were found clogging the sewage near his home. Widely praised, this series presents a well-researched portrayal of the police's struggle to convict him and the shocking nature of his crimes.
What comes is this flood of self-righteous public condemnation, whilst simultaneously everybody's talking about it over and over and over. They're consuming it and indulging in it, but at arm's length.
I'm
Which
not
is all
here
very
to
well,
do that.
but meanwhile, I'm left here to rot, whilst others make profits at my expense.
As Des casually confesses, we're jolted by his twisted mind and monstrous nature, which is intensified by David Tennant's award-winning uncanny personification. Despite being a deeply unsettling tale, the creators expertly handle all of its gory details without ever glorifying the killer.
If you hadn't called me that day, it'd be 150, not 15.
Number 4, Rillington Place. Ever wondered what it's like to live next door to a serial killer? This chilling story pulls you right into that terrifying reality. Set in the 1940s and 1950s, it unravels the dark secrets of 10 Rillington Place, where John Christie murdered at least 8 people, including his wife. The show also depicts Timothy Evans' wrongful conviction, though not entirely accurately. Still, it successfully transports viewers into post-war England and Rillington Place's sinister atmosphere.
Rules are rules. Length of tenure is irrelevant.
Tim Roth's hauntingly accurate performance as Christie, with his accent shifts, adds to the overwhelming tension. While some of Christie's darker tendencies are left unexplored, the series truly offers a detailed dive into this dark chapter in history through 3 perspectives.
It's a question of cognizance and culpability. I have a preponderancy to blackouts, so say the finest medical minds. Without cognizance, there can be no culpability.
Number 3, Blackbird.
In my dreams, I like kill women.
This intense adaptation of James Keen's 2010 novel is a must-see. Like the book, it tells the true story of Keen, a former football star sentenced to 10 years on drug charges and offered a dangerous deal. For a reduced sentence, he had to befriend serial killer Larry Hall, whose conviction was in danger of being overturned.
She was riding her bike and I drove up and I stopped to talk to her. She was so very nice.
Keen's mission was to get evidence to keep him in prison. From Keen's bond with his cop father to his criminal past and uneasy friendship with Hall, the series accurately nails his journey. Even the tense moment when he reveals his disgust for the killer is true to life. In the end, Keen's work helped in keeping Hall behind bars. Some elements, however, were fictionalized for dramatic effect.
Pretty sure I peeked in the womb.
Number 2, Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Sorry, man. I think I'm gonna go.
No. leave.
Disturbing doesn't even begin to describe this show. Created by Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan, it recounts the story of notorious American serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer with painstaking accuracy. It examines everything from Dahmer's personality to the gruesome discoveries in his apartment, the victim who managed to escape, and the police department's negligence.
I told you not to go in there! That is my room! That is my stuff!
However, one notable change is Glenda Cleveland's role. According to reports, she didn't live in the same building as Dahmer as the show suggests. Still, her suspicious and ignored calls to the police are largely accurate. The show also gives voice to the victims, presenting their families' testimonies near word for word. Despite some inaccuracies, this series has been praised for its next-level portrayal of Dahmer's crimes.
Death is just a part of life.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mindhunter. You can't talk about Netflix's finest without mentioning this masterpiece. David Fincher and team created a brilliant show while staying true to the essence of its source material.
Sometimes I rolled around in the dirt where they died just to feel it.
Although fictional, the series to a large extent accurately explores the origins of the FBI's criminal profiling program. The main characters, Holden Ford, Bill Tench, and Wendy Carr, may be fictional, but they're loosely based on real-life pioneers of the FBI's behavioral science unit.
We know that no one in the family acted without your approval, Charlie.
Well, if you know, you know. You don't need to talk to me. It's yourself you need to talk to.
The series even dives into real-life notorious killers like Charles Manson, the BTK killer, and Son of Sam, portraying them with remarkable accuracy.
I could kill you now pretty easily. Do some interesting things before anyone showed up. Then you'd be with me in spirit.
Even their prison dialogues are taken from actual interviews. No doubt this is a finely constructed show. What are the most fascinating true crime shows you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments section.
Anyway, they all caught it and died, and I'll clean it out this weekend.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.